All right. Well, I was hoping that I could make that work, but I guess even though the volume's down, the feedback is still there. So I'll have to come up with another solution to be able to see the questions real time um, while I'm writing. So anyway, it's a pleasure to be here. This is our fifth section of Prayerbook Hebrew, and we have accomplished quite a bit. We have learned about masculine nouns. Um, we've learned about some of the feminine nouns, and we have looked at plurals. And this chapter, we're going to be discovering the pronouns. And so I did receive the assignments, I believe, from just about everybody. I think there's perhaps some that are not quite, at least a couple, I think, that are still not in. But the work that I've seen has been very good. And I think that we are progressing pretty nicely, and I think there's a good grasp of the material. And I think people are, for the most part, prepared for the material that's a little more complex. And so this week, we're going to be looking at chapter 4. Okay, thank you, Ellie. Okay, thank you for those comments. That's perfectly understandable. So let's, I guess before we should start, if there's any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat or speak up about any of the material we've covered so far. But if there's not, then we're going to just forge ahead and see what we have for tonight. Some of you did receive assignments back with corrections on them. I finally have started doing that now. The material has been getting a little more. So, yeah, you'll find that the chapters take a little longer now, Marcel. But we're gonna keep it at a steady but sure pace, and we're not gonna go too fast. I don't mean to say that we're going to just make it so that people can't absorb the material. And if we need to go back, we can certainly do that as well. So anyway, with that, welcome. Let's look at chapter 4 in our Prayerbook Hebrew. So what we're looking at here is pronouns. And now we've got some oral review exercises here. And I'm going to go down through these pretty quickly. And we'll answer these. So in each of these, they want us to answer these questions for each word below. What does it mean in English? What is its singular form? Is it masculine or feminine? Okay, so let's look and see what they have. So here we have a vote. We know that's masculine because it's talking about fathers, but even though it has the oat ending, it's irregular, but it is still masculine. Imahot, mothers, feminine. Okay, Shabbatot, that's Sabbaths, feminine. Aratzot, lands, feminine, and it's plural form. So that's also what we want to make note of here. Melachim, we have masculine word for kings, and it's plural. Devarim, the word meaning words, plural. Masculine, plural. Amim, nations or peoples, masculine, plural. Berachot, we have blessings, feminine, plural. Notice the ot ending. And we have Elah, meaning these, and it could be used masculine or feminine. Okay, so that's what we should be doing there with our oral review. All right, so let's move down. Read and translate the following sentences orally. Okay, so number 1, Mi ha-Moshe, who is the king? Or, I'm sorry, Mi ha-Melech, not Moshe. I don't know why I said that. Next one, who ha-Melech, he is the king. Next one, Mi ha-Melachim, who are the kings. Heim ha-Melachim, they are the kings. So some of these you'll find there is a question posed, and right below it is the answer. It's kind of nice how they set those exercises up. Number 2, Mi, he, who is she? He ha-Aim, she is the mother. Mi hain, who are they? Notice the signal letter, Nun Sofit, meaning we're talking about women, females. Hain Leah v'Sarah, they are Leah and Sarah. All right, number 3, Israel Israel is a nation. Echad, a nation is one. Ha'am Yisrael, the nation is Israel. Ha'am Echad, the nation is one. That's what you should have for those. Number 4, Zot Beracha, we have this is a blessing. Zot HaTorah, this is the Torah. Elah HaDevarim, these are the words. Elah HaShabbatot, these are the Sabbaths. So just some review there from our last section. So now let's look at our new material. And we are going to be learning about pronouns. And we are going to look at our vocabulary. And when I get done with the vocabulary, we'll go to our prayer and or blessing, which is canted at the end of the section. And we have a couple of interesting ones to look at. So the word for truth in Hebrew is emet. E-M-E-T is a good transliteration of that. The word for we, and notice the word for we can be used interchangeably between the genders, masculine or feminine. We have the longer form, anachnu, and we have a shortened form, anu. So let's do the anachnu first. Anachnu. And now let's do the shortened form, anu, meaning we. Okay? Now, if you wanted to say you, but in the plural sense, like you all type way of talking, if you're talking about all men, you would use atem. Actually, in the South, they actually say that, you all. They add that on there. So notice the signal letter mem sofit for masculinity. Okay, that's the difference between these two. So you all, masculine plural, A-T-E-M. How about if you want to say you all, feminine? We would say A-T-E-N. Signal letter, Nun Sofit. Okay, that lets you know. How about the word for sun? Bane. B-A. Let's see if I can get this transliterated right. It kind of sounds like that, Bane. That's the base form. Or banim for plural sons. Banim. Okay. How about the word for daughter? Bat. B-A-T. Or the word for daughters? Banot. Banot. And finally, the word for peace. I think this is one everyone recognizes. Shalom. All right. Baruch Hashem. Just one note here. I hear somebody tapping on their keyboard, so there might be somebody that's got their mic on inadvertently. Just thought I would make a note of that. All right. Now let's go to the side pane here and move down to the last page. And we have two things right here. The first one is from the Aleinu. Let me see if we've got any. Okay, so we got some comments here. Allison, we are on, okay, yeah, somebody gave you the answer, page 23. And now we are on, let's see here. What page are we at? 29. We're looking at page 29 now, so turn to page 29. And we're going to look at our prayers being canted for this section. We have something called the Aleinu, and in this chapter, we include excerpts from two familiar prayers. The following line is from the Aleinu. The prayer recited near the end of every service, the congregation bows as this line is said. Okay? We see some of the words already that we just learned in our vocabulary for this chapter. We see anachnu, okay, and meaning we. And so let's look at this here. We have let me get our draw here. Okay, anachnu korim. Look at that big word there. Umishtachavim. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Let me say it again. Umishtachavim. Umodim. Okay? And it is sort of a response. It's kind of a response prayer that's done corporately. So it would go like this. Vahanaknu korim umishachavim umodim. Okay, it's kind of a neat tune.
Professor, can you do that again, slowly?
Sure. We'll do it again. Okay. Here we go. And this is recited toward the end of the Aleinu. Vahanaknu korim umishtakavim umodim. Okay. Now, just imagine the effect that would have is if on a Shabbat we had corporate prayer, and when we said the Amen, in the name of Yeshua, Amen. That point there, normally the prayer is finished. But imagine if we all stood up and recited this as sort of a rejoinder or a response. It's kind of cool idea. I don't know if anyone will ever put that into their service, but I kind of like the idea myself. And there's other ways it could be put in as well. All right, so we have, and we korim, bow, umishachavim, worship, umodim, give thanks. So we bend the knee, worship, and give thanks. All right, so there's the u for and. All right, so let's look at this other one called In Kelohenu. And it's a hymn. It's kind of a cool little tune. I think you guys are going to like it. In fact, you might even pick it up and learn it, and even to your kids, because I think even the kids would like it. But let me show you what this is here. It's made up of short noun sentences, and the pronoun who is in there. You see that a lot. Translation, you are our God, you are our Lord, you are our King, you are our Savior. Okay, so here's what we have. Ata hu Eloheinu, ata hu Adonenu, ata hu Malkeinu, ata hu Moshienu. Okay, there's a lot of new endings in there. It rhymes a lot, doesn't it, in a lot of ways? I kind of like it myself. So let's see what it sounds like. Here it goes. Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu. Again, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu. Baruch Hashem. I really like that song. And I've even heard it done, and it's sped up, you know. Like I say, it's a pretty fun little tune to learn. So that is our canting for this chapter. And of course, every time we have this chapter section, I'll do these for you again. And they're pretty easy to learn, I think. All right, so let's go back to page 1. Actually, it's not page 1. It's page, it shows page 1 on my panel, but it's actually page 23. Go back to page 23. Okay. Excuse me, page 24. Okay, page 24. I don't have the page numbers along the side panel here that are correct. Okay, so we did our vocabulary. Let's go down here to the explanations and see what we have in chat up until now. All right, yep, I think you guys liked it. All right, so the plural form of each word is listed after its singular form. If no plural form is listed, it means that no such form exists or that is very rarely used. So the plural form banim can be translated as sons or children, and in some cases it's mixed, it's children. Okay. All right, so the Hebrew words ani, ata, at, hu, and he are all singular pronouns. They each have a corresponding plural form. Below is a chart showing all the singular and plural subject pronouns. Okay, so these are all the pronouns that we have learned up until now, and notice that they have separate columns. We have learned the singular, but we're going to go over them again. And what we're going to learn now are the plurals, okay? So Let's see what we have here. Of course, we know that the singular ani means I, but if you make that plural, you get anachnu, we, or sometimes you might see the shortened form anu. Okay? If we say ata, we're saying you to a masculine, that's reflective of masculinity. But if we say you all, it would be atem. Okay, atem. If we say you in the feminine sense, it's at. And then if we say you all, and it's all females, it's aten. Notice the difference, nun sofit versus mem sofit. And the easy way to remember this, mem sofit, masculinity, okay, when it comes to these. All right, so the word for he, we know is who. We already know that. The word for they, as in masculine, haim. There's our signal letter again. The word for she is he. We know that one already. And here's the new one. The word for they, hain. Okay? So those are our new vocabulary words and how they look stacked up next to the other. All right, so let's move on down to page 25. They're going to talk about these two forms of we. So the two Hebrew words, anu and anachnu, both mean we. They can be used interchangeably, just like ani, meaning I. They are used for both males and females. So, for example, if we want to say we are daughters, we would say anachnu ha-banot. Okay? We are Abraham and Moses. Anachnu Avraham uMoshe. Okay? We are Sarah and Leah. Anu, Sarah, Veleah. We are the kings. Anu, HaMelachim. So they're using we and interspersing the full form and the shortened form for us there. All right, let's move on down. We're going to talk about aten and atem. All right, so the plural form, let's see if I can get this to work here. There we go. All right. The plural form aten, or you all, I put you all on there to make it a little easier for you. Especially those of you in the South, you know what that is used when addressing two or more females. Like the word hain, it is used only when everyone referred to is female. So, aten ha-banot, you all are the daughters. We could say that. The plural form atem is used when addressing two or more males. So atem ha-avot, we get you all are the fathers. Okay? Like the plural form haim, the plural form atem is used when the group referred to contains both males and females. So similarly that we discussed before, if you've got 99 females and one male, I know it sounds a bit chauvinistic, but it defaults to the masculine form, but that's just grammar in this case, okay? All right. There we go. So let's see some examples. Atem, Sarah, uMoshe, you are Sarah and Moses. Even though Sarah is included in there, it defaults to the mem sofit signal letter in atem. Okay. You are fathers and daughters. We still have atem ha-avot, the ha-banot. Okay. All right. Let me pull this chat up and see if we've got any here. The dog comment. Okay, I see that. Let's see here. Move down here. Masculine plural forms are always used in Hebrew when referring to a group containing both males and females. So that's the salient issue we should be, the takeaway here. Okay, so let's look at the extra pronoun. Now, this is where it starts to get a little more complex, and but just stick with it, and you'll get the hang of it before long. The extra pronoun. So, in short noun sentences, the words who, he, hame, and hain. And let me give those to you again, but underline so you know what we're talking about. Who, he, hame, and hain often appear with the two nouns or groups of nouns. These extra pronouns need not be translated, okay? It's giving you more of a accurate idea of what it's saying, and you'll see what I mean by that later on as we learn more. So, ha'av, hu, ha'melech. Literally that says the king, he is the king, or the father rather, sorry. The father, he is the king. But you could just translate it, the father is the king, okay? All right. Sarah, he, ha'em. Literally that says Sarah, she is the mother. But you can just translate it as Sarah is the mother. You can shorten it. It means the same thing. Ha-melachim, haim, ha-avot. The kings, literally this says the kings, they are the fathers, but you don't really need to translate that. The kings are the fathers. It says the same thing. That's what they're talking about, okay? So these extra pronouns may appear in noun sentences with any noun. So who and hame are used with masculine nouns. He and hain are used with feminine nouns, okay? So let's look, clear this out. So let's look at some examples here. Israel is a nation. So this is an example. Remember that the who means he or it. Well, since this word is not a person, it is simply a noun that is not a person itself. We would still use who because for nation or people is masculine, okay? So literally, this would say, Israel, it is a nation, but we don't need to pronounce that we don't need to translate that in English. So Israel is a nation, okay? Next one, ha-Torah, he, emet. Okay, so the Torah is feminine. So this is why we would use he. Okay. The Torah, it is truth. But in translating it, we just say the Torah is truth. Okay. Ela, haim, hadavarim. So Ela means these, haim, they, hadavarim, the words. So literally it says these, they, the words. But when translating it, these are the words. Okay. So that's just grammatically how it's written there. And you just have to know that when you are translating it, it's not required that you add that in there. Sometimes the word who is used after the pronoun ata. In short noun sentences, this who also does not need to be translated, okay? So we have ata hu hamelech. You are the king, but literally says you, he, the king. Isn't that something? but it doesn't really make sense that way. So we don't have to translate that. It's there grammatically, though. You are the king. Okay. Okay. So ata hu ha'av, same thing. Literally says you, he, the father. Doesn't make sense that way. So in translating, we just say you are the father. Okay. All right, so in Hebrew, feminine plural forms like aten and hain are very rare and do not appear at all in the prayer book. In this book, it's interesting. Isn't that interesting that they don't appear at all in the actual official prayer book? But you'll see them in the scriptures in Hebrew. In this book, we will introduce these forms along with more common forms so that you can see the complete structure of the language. Okay, so let's move down to page 27. Looks like we have exercise. Let's see if we have any questions. If there's any questions, go ahead and put them in the text up until now. Any comments regarding this material? Okay, I don't see anything so far. Okay, so let's look at our exercises. Translate the following noun sentences in English. So let's see what we can do here. And if you guys have the answer, put it in the text. I should see it flash if somebody puts something in there. So we're just simple translation here. We have ani ha'av. You guys should know that. I am the father, right? Number 2, anachnu ha'avot. Who can guess that one? Nope, I don't see anybody guessing. It's we are the fathers. Okay. Number 3, ata melech. You are a king. We know that one already from the previous material. Atem melachim. You all are kings. That's a good way to put that into an easy to understand English. Okay. How about at ha'em? You are the mother. We already know that one from previous material. Aten habanot. Any ideas? Okay, I don't see any flashing on the chat. So it is you all are the daughters. You all are the daughters. Okay, and notice the signal letter there. And of course, that gives us a clue along with knowing what this word means. Banot. All right. 7, hu bain. Let's see here. He is a son. And number 8, Haim, Avraham, Moshe. Haim meaning they, masculine. Avraham, self-explanatory. Moshe, they are Abraham and Moses. That's what we should be getting from that. Number 9, he, bat. She is a daughter. That's previous material. Number 10, Hain, Leah, or rather, let's do that again. Hain, Leah, Vasara. So they are Leah and Sarah. Notice, nun signal letter for femininity. All right. 11. Ze ha'av va'ela habanot. There's a nice long sentence so far. Ze means this. Ha'av, the father. This is the father. Va'ela, remember, means these, and these, habanot, are the daughters. Okay. Okay, number 12. Ela habanot. We have these are, I'm sorry, scratch that. Ela habanim means these are the sons. Okay. All right, number 13 rather. Moshe v'hamelach haim avot. So Moses and the king, the Hamelech and the king, haim avot. Now, literally that says they are fathers, but we could just say our fathers. Okay. Let's look at number 14. HaTorah, he, emet, the Torah, it is truth. Or we could just say the Torah is truth. Okay. Now notice in this case, the word he means she or it. And since we're talking about the Torah, it's not a person, it's a thing, we use it. But the concept is included. We don't translate it as we learned in the previous material. So it's just the Torah is truth. Okay. All right, number 16. Or I guess we do 15 here. Yisrael, he, haaretz, Israel, and literally this says Israel, it, the land. So to make this so we understand it, we just kind of ignore that, but it's part of grammar. Israel is the land, literally translated. Israel is the land. All right, or not literally, but that's what it means. 16, ha, shalom, hu, beracha. So let's see here. We have literally the peace, it is a blessing. Okay, so we could just also say the peace is a blessing right there. Okay, so that gives you an idea of what these are going to be like. So let me see what we have in our chat. Any questions? Okay, number 8, why does it say Moshe? Let's look back at number 8. Okay, so the question was about number 8. So let's look down here. We have Ham, Avraham, Moshe. So this is the connecting vav, which means and. Now, normally we learned that the vav in its standard form looks like this, and it means and, va, something. But we also learned that sometimes there are other vowels that can be associated underneath the vav, or in one case, to the left of it. And in that case, we don't pronounce the V sound as a consonant. All the other cases, we pronounce the V sound. But in this case, we don't. It is an exception when it is that particular vowel pointing, which is the shurik. Okay, that's what this is right here, shurik. In this case, we don't hear the V sound. It is simply the vowel U, and we just have to know that it's the connecting vav, meaning and. I hope that that is clear. Is that cleared up a little bit there? Okay. If there's any other further clarification needed, just put it in the text or send me an email. And as my students know, I am very quick to return emails with whatever assistance I can lend to the learning process. All right, so that finishes this set of exercises on page 27, or not all of 27. Let's move down a little more. And we see change the singular form to plural. So some of these exercises are familiar, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple of these. These are very good for you guys to do. And I know they're a little tougher to do. It takes a little bit of a little more mental energy to do it. But the work that I've seen so far has been very good. You guys have grasped the idea pretty well. And so I have faith that you will do the same with these. So let's look at exercise number 2. And it says here, change the singular forms to plural, translate. So here's our example. Ata melech, you are a king. We need this to be plural now. We need king to transform to kings, and you, singular, to transform to you, plural, or you all. So what do we use? Since king is masculine, we're going to use the masculine form, and here it is, atem melachim. So there's the answer. So that's what they want you to do, okay? Now, in some cases, you're not going to have to change if it's like Ela or Ani, because those are used interchangeably, or even Anachnu. But let's see what we have for number 1. We have hu av, meaning he is a father. So we need this now to say a plural. We need it to say we are fathers. Okay, so we are going to have anachnu avot. Okay, anachnu avot. So that's going to look like this. My Aleph could probably use some help today. Let me clear that up and do a little better job here. Okay. Let's see, nach, and then we have a het and a noon and a shurik, a nachnu, and then we have the word avot. Okay, so that's what we should be getting there. Vote. Now, so that's number 1. So they're changing that. Now this comes, I didn't really kind of ran out of room there, but that kind of goes together like that. Okay. Okay. I don't see any questions, so I guess that's clear enough. All right, so let's go down to number 2. All right. So we have Ani Bain, and I am a son. So in order to make this plural, you know what? I think I messed up here in number 1. I'm trying to he to anaknu. It's they. That's what it is. Haim about. And ani is we in plural. Okay, so it's going to be haim. So let me do this again. We have haim. Okay, haim. And then we have avot. Okay, that's easy to get confused. So easy to get confused, and you'll find that that it's going to take a little bit to get these concepts. But when we talk about he, and pairs with they, or I pairs with we. We have ani, bain, I am a son. So we need to say we are sons, right? So we have anaknu. That's where the anaknu comes in, guys. Okay. I apologize for that error. Okay. And we have aleph. Okay. And patak. And we have chet, shava, noon, shurik. I'm kind of writing out the long way. It'd probably be easier for me to write the short way. Anaknu, and then we have to say banim. Okay. And let's see, I think it's a kametz. Hirik, yod, mem, sofit. Okay. So that's what we're doing there for number 2. Okay. I am a son. We are sons. Okay. So does that make sense there? Let's see what we got in our chat. Okay, I think we're okay. So I'm going to have you guys do some of these exercises. We are in section 2, exercise section 2. I think I need to get rid of that there. Okay, so we won't have any more of those interruptions. Okay, here we go. So we'll do exercise. It's section 2, exercise section 2. We'll do 3, 4, 5, and 6 for the assignment. And I'm going to put those down now on the thing, and I will show you, just like last time, I will show you the exercise sheet, okay? I've got it here. I can keep it from scrolling around on me. Three through 8, I think it is. Let's take a look at it. Yeah. 3 through 6. 3 through 6. Okay, so let's do that. And let's go back to our exercises here, and let's see what next we have. Okay, so in this case, we are reversing it. Change the plural forms to singular. Translate. So we have anachnu banim. We are sons, and singular ani bain. Okay, so I transforms to we for plural. He transforms to you all masculine. And you transforms to, or rather, he transforms to they, and you transforms into plural for you all. Okay, so we'll show you that here. All right, so number 1, I'm going to do a couple of these, and I'm going to have you guys finish the rest. We have anu ha banot. Okay, so we are the sons, and notice the definite article ha on there. So we need to make it the same way. Okay. Okay, so right now it says we are the sons. We need it to say I am the son. Okay, so we use hataf batach, noon, hirik, yod, I, and we're just going to say bain, or habain rather. Noon sofit. Okay. Ani habain. I am the son. All right. Let's look at number 2. we have a plural form again, and we need to reduce this down to singular. Atem ha banim. So right now it says you all are the sons. Oh, wait a minute. This is daughters, guys. I must be tired tonight because I am reversing a lot of things. Banot is daughters. So just change that. I put sons on there as daughters. So we need to make it say bot. So just get rid of bane and make it bot. Okay. I actually did a 2 hours of Hebrew before I got to you guys here locally. I had a whole group of people show up. And my brain tends to get a little fried after a while. We'll try to do a little better for you here, though. Baruch Hashem. Yeah, help us. Okay, so just make sure that reduces down to bot for daughter, not sons. Okay, so let's look at this. Atem ha banim. So we know this means sons on the banim, so we need to say bane. So right now it's saying you all are the sons. We need it to say ata. Ata. We need to put the hey on there. Okay. Because it's ha banim. We need it to say hey too. Ha bane. There we go. I think we got that right. Ata. There we go. Ata bane. All right, I think we figured that out. Hopefully you guys won't be as tired as me when you do these exercises. So let's have you guys do 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to put that down. That's section 3, 3 through 6. Okay. Make sure that we got this properly done. All right, good. So we got that. And let's log on ahead here as best we can. Now we're to number 3. So let's see if we have anything in the chat. All right. Thank you for that encouragement, Alice and Gary. I could use it tonight. I appreciate that. So let's see here. We have, I think we, okay, yeah, we did that. We did, let's do 4 here. Fill in the blanks, the appropriate word. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to there may be more than one correct answer, okay? So we can put a word that fits in there. We're down to 4 minutes left, so let's do just one of these and see what this is like, and we'll pick it up next week. Okay. Number 1, we have ani, av, va'ata, av. So ani means I am a father, av, va'ata, and you are a father. So if we hear that, if these two fathers are speaking together and one says, I am a father, and you are a father, and then what is the logical word we might want to put in here? Because this means fathers. I'm a father and you are a father. What's the next one do you think we should put in there? What's the word for we? We are fathers. So it's kind of a progression of logic there, right? Okay, so let's put, this time I'm not going to fuss with that long Anu. Let's leave it at that. We are fathers. Okay. Baruch Hashem. And I think we do have time for one more. Let's see here. Number 2. Me atem. Who are you? And notice the atem means plural you. So who are you all? Okay. So it's asking a question. Who are you all? And we need to give the answer back. And notice that the identification of the object is ha-banim, the sons. So what do these sons answer when a group of men ask them, who are you? What word should we put in there? I would say they would answer, we are the sons, right? Does that make sense? So let's throw Anu in there again. There we go. We are the sons. So that's basically what we're doing there. Let me look here real quick and just see what we've got as far as, that's 28. I think we have quite a few. Okay, that's almost the end of it. Okay, so that would be good because we could work on these next week. We'll kind of break this up into 2 weeks to give you guys enough opportunity to digest this material. It adds a little more dimension. I think that's good. So we'll pick it up page 28, Almighty willing, next week. Thank you so much for joining in with me tonight. And next week, we will see you all. Are there any comments or feedback? Go ahead, Allison.
Sorry, I had to plug in. What exactly is the homework? Section 2, 3 through 6, and section 3, 3 through 6.
Okay, let me put it up for you. Okay, I'll put it up for you. Y'all can copy it.
Thank you.
Do that, and thank you for reminding me about that. Thank you. Okay, here it is, guys. Go ahead and mark it down. So look where it says section 4. I hope you guys can all see that. Or chapter 4, rather. Section 2, 3 through 6. And section 3, 3 through 6. Oh, and let me put the vocabulary. Vocabulary. Right. One time. Hebrew. Transliteration. And translation. Let's do that. Okay, how does that look for this week? I think we're doing pretty good there. So go ahead and copy that down. It's on the video now, so people can refer to it. I'll stop the share now because I think we've had it up enough. And we do have a question here from Marcio. What determines the long or short word for we? Marcio, it is interchangeable. I just used the short form tonight, because it is a pain to try to remember. One of these days, I'm going to remember how to write that from memory. The long form of we. It's a mouthful. Anachnu. You know. All right. Baruch Hashem. All right. Any other questions or comments before we close tonight?
Thank you.
All right, then. I will bid you all Laila Tov. Shalom, shalom.